What's up, everybody? How's it going? It's Endless One Up. What are we doing? Of course you know what we're doing. More Steam Deck stuff. I love the Steam Deck. I can't wait for you guys to all get yours. You know, it's an amazing thing. But I want to explore the UI. So today we're going to take a look at the UI. I think it's going to be a good time. You know, thanks for joining. I hope you like it. And let's check it out. Let's get to it, right? We got to get to it. There we go. I got rid of the music in the background. I figured we don't need that going the entire time. It's nice to do a little intro with music, you know, but let's get to it. So here's my Steam Deck interface. If I hit the Steam button, you get this little sidebar over here. If I hit the three little dots button, I get this little menu over here. Let's go over these, okay? We're going to start with this menu here. This is your quick settings. Now, I have a mouse hooked up right now. That's what this little mouse is right above my image right now. So I have a mouse and a keyboard hooked up. And I can go through and I can click on these bad boys and pick whatever I want in the list. You can use the touch screen on your Steam Deck. You can use your two little touch pads. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We're going to go through all the different settings on each one of these and stuff. And we're going to start at the very bottom, okay? Because I like what Steam has done here. There's a visit help site, a view manual, report a bug, and replay guided tour. So maybe you want to like give it to your brother or your sister and you'd be like, well, they're like, I don't know how to do this. They can come here and do the replay, the guided tour, and then they can learn how to use the device. If you are a new owner and you're finding bugs or issues, a real convenient way to report bugs here. It opens. Most of these are going to open up website-based things, but they'll open it up right on your Steam Deck. View manual, pretty self-explanatory, and visit the help site. You know, as somebody who is a big fan of read the effing manual, it is worthwhile to read the manual on these things. You can probably figure out a lot of stuff that it can do that you might not know about, that you might not have known about. So let's go back now. We've checked out the three dot button just to give you an idea on the Steam Deck itself. I have a bunch of stuff plugged into it, but you can see here I have a keyboard and mouse plugged in here, and I have it going out through HDMI. Here's everything. Oh, this big smorgasbord of stuff. I'll tell you what, though, there's not a convenience to this yet. It is definitely cumbersome to have all these things connected to it. I cannot wait for a legit Steam dock. We're going to go and click the Steam button this time. So this is what we get over here. We have home, we have library, we have store, and we have settings. These are grayed out currently because I have like a family mode, so my kids can sign into Steam and play the same games that I own. By doing that, it restricts them from buying stuff from the store and going and altering settings. If I want to go in and mess with any of these, I can. I just have to go up to this little green family icon here and click on it and then type in my passcode and hit enter, and then it'll go red. And now when I click my Steam icon, now I can get into my store and I can get into the settings. So let's start at the bottom though, just like we did before. We're going to start at power. Power is an interesting one. You would think that it would just be like sleep and shut down. It's not. There's sleep, shutdown, restart, and switch to desktop. So there's a Linux-based desktop mode. It's very similar to Windows. Pretty user-friendly. It's not confusing or anything. If you're familiar with Windows 10, you'll figure it out. So that's really useful. The power setting is very, very useful, especially if you want to add an external monitor and be able to display your game at the same resolution as that monitor. I did a previous video that maybe I'll link at the end of this one. You can check that out. Let's check out the settings. Now the settings have a ton of stuff in it. But this is like a very simplified version of the complexity of this device, because if you get into the desktop mode, it unlocks all kinds of settings similar to like the control panel on Windows or system preferences on a Mac. So under general, we just have some like what language do you want, what type of clock do you want, and then where's your time zone. So that's general. And then under system, you got a bunch of stuff that you can update the software. You can tell it that you want to run beta OS updates. You know, you can go here, you can do beta, you can do stable. You can format your SD cards. You can enable developer mode. When I click this, it adds this little developer option down here at the bottom under library. There's not a whole lot of options in there. I've already explored it. While we have this checked, I will go in there and just show you it real quick. There's a handful of things that I haven't explored them fully, so I can't talk to you about them. I can just read off what it says underneath. So this is enable system tracing, toggle background tracing of CPU, GPU events. I'm assuming these are like logging techniques. It's similar to like a debug menu. Like if you were working with support, I imagine they might ask you to go into this mode and turn on a handful of things and then give them logs. So we're not going to beat that one over the head. Again, that's under system, and then there's just a little enable developer mode, and then that developer button goes away when you turn it off. And there's some more stuff down here. You know, you got your CPU vendor, the RAM size, all that stuff. So whatever model you have, it'll tell you about it. You can factory reset your device as well. Say you wanted to sell it and stuff, you could factory reset it, and then you could sell it to somebody. Then we got internet options. I'm not going to get into it, just like Wi-Fi. If you did have a dock with an Ethernet port, I imagine you can tell it that you want to sign in via Ethernet. I just don't want to enter into the internet one. Let's see. All right, so when you enter into the internet one, it'll tell you your Wi-Fi. You can enter offline mode. You can configure an HTTP proxy. You can delete web browsing history because there is a Chrome browser on this and stuff like that. So yeah, you can definitely do all that stuff. It's super simple, super easy. Notifications. These are notifications on your device. I mostly turn most of this stuff off. So notifications, you just turn things on or off. You want to be notified if your game's done downloading and all that crap. This one I'm not going to go over. It's pretty self-explanatory. Display, you would think that this would allow you, if you attached a monitor, to maybe change it, but no, this is very simple. This is actually just the display on your Steam Deck itself. Almost every one of these settings are going to be devices or settings to control your Steam Deck, not settings to control an external device. If you want settings to control an external device, you do need to go into the desktop mode under the power setting. We'll go and just review some of these. We got enable adaptive brightness. We got nighttime mode. So if you're playing it a lot at night and you don't want that blue light, you can check that little box or turn it on and everything kind of goes yellowish. We're going to leave that off right now though. You can have when do you want it to dim, when do you want it to go asleep and all that stuff. And then under the audio settings, you just have some pretty simple things. If you do have speakers or any kind of headphones, you can change them. I have the volume turned down. I don't want the microphone to be recording any of my stuff, so I just have it turned down the whole ways. There is a way to add external microphones and stuff like that. So if you had a dock and you had a USB microphone, you could add that. Bluetooth, this is where you add your wireless controllers and stuff like that. I have added PlayStation controller, an Xbox controller in my Bose headphones already. They're pretty self-explanatory. I will say this though, when you go into the Bluetooth here and you hit show all devices to bring up everything that you might have access to, when you do that, that's when you might see your thing. So here, I'll just give you a real quick rundown. So here I have another controller. I haven't synced to it yet. So if I just turn the controller on, and then hold down the button here, and it's going to be searching for the device, and it should pop up shortly. So there you go. This is the Xbox wireless controller. Now we've synced to it, and you just select it. It adds it up to the paired devices, and then I will now have a paired controller. So I have my Xbox, and I have 2 PlayStation controllers already linked to this. And once it's done doing its business, I can go off and play my games. So it's pretty cool, pretty easy. You know, I didn't have any problems linking up my controllers or my headphones. And then under the controller options here, this is just like Game Rumble, Steam Haptics. You know, you can test the device inputs, and you can open up the calibration settings. This is actually really interesting. You can do like the dead zone on your sticks and stuff. There's the left stick, the right stick. You can change dead zones. And then there's haptic settings. You can turn this stuff down if you don't like it. I actually did turn some of my stuff down on one of the previous settings, so it's interesting. There's lots and lots of options here. I think it's really nice that they keep adding stuff. You know, that's such a new device. They keep changing things. So here's the keyboard settings. And under the keyboard settings, you have a couple different themes. You can change them. There's like a default theme. And then there's the night shift theme. And then there's the candy coated theme. And if you click on... I'm surprised it's not showing them to us. I see this one down here, but I don't want this. There we go. I just had to click on it. So there you go. There's the special. This is the special keyboard that you get. It's elongated because it's filling up the screen. But you got the decks. You got the Steam Green. You just got to come down here and click on it. It's a bit of a... I would consider that like some sort of a bug. The fact that I have to come down here to refresh it and click on it. But yeah, so you can kind of get the idea. And then there's Night Shift. And I think this is like a glowy. Yep. And then the last one, the default is almost like a dark theme. So we'll come down and click it. And there you go. That's the default. I do like the specialty theme, the Dex 85. This just reminds me of some cool old school mechanical keyboards. And I like the fun colors they put on it. So that's the keyboard. You can enable trigger click. You can change the trackpad sensitivity. Friends and chat, this is where you're going to find all your different friends and stuff like that. You can turn on or turn off settings. We have group friends together by game. Some of these are really nice features. You know, feel free to pause it and read these through if you want. I'm not going to spend the entire time reading off each one. We have downloads. You can change the region. I'm on the East Coast, so I picked Boston. You can limit the bandwidth because maybe you're on Wi-Fi and you're sharing with your family or something. Maybe you only want to do like 5 kilobytes a second or something, or 8,000 kilobytes a second. Not 5. Why did I say 5? That'd be so slow. It'd be like using soup cans and string. But yeah, you get the idea. Then we got the family plan. I don't want to go on to that because it'll reveal people in my family. We have the remote play, which is really cool. This is what I showed you guys in that one video where I made the joke that like, oh, if you have to go poo and you're playing on your computer, just pick up your Steam Deck and select the game and off you go. And it'll actually cast it from your computer. I really like that feature. You do have to have good Wi-Fi though. And then we have the storage. I do have a micro SD card in here currently. I have one game that I put on here, and I did play that game yesterday. I didn't even know it put it on the micro SD card. So the fact that I was loading it from that card and not knowing it is a pretty good sign. And then you have the internal storage. You can see I already put a crap ton of stuff on there. I was so excited, you know. So it tags, it looks like your micro SD card. There's games, and then there's other, and then there's free. So here, this is probably like the operating system right here, this little yellow chunk, and then all the blue stuff is all the games I got. We'll go to home. Home is just, you know, if you want to personalize the store, what's new settings, and I have a game hidden that's a naughty game, so we don't want to tell people about the naughty game. And then you can add games to your library and stuff, so if I had a CD key or anything like that, or if I had a product code, and say if I went to cdkeys.com and purchased something, I could type that in here and then add the game to my account. So those are the Steam button and the 3-dot button. Okay. So look, there's even updates available. We could view the updates. We could update them. I'm just going to close that right now. So this is what I want to show everybody. Slide it on over, make it bigger. So this is like kind of like Windows control panel. So I have my EVGA capture card here that is the HDMI. It thinks it's a monitor. It's not. It's just going out to my computer so OBS can capture it. But say you actually have an HDMI cable going to a monitor, your monitor would be listed here, and then you would be bound to the different resolutions of it. This capture card will let me go up to 4K, so I could actually say, yeah, this is 4K. I'm not going to do that because it gets unreadable. I want you guys and gals to be able to see what I'm doing here. So this display configuration, this is where you make one monitor the primary monitor versus the secondary monitor. You can change the layout. You can change the refresh rate. So if you do have an external monitor that goes, I think this can go up to 120 max. So you could say, oh, I want this to be, this is a 120 hertz monitor, you know, so you can bump it up. And then there's like a couple different things. Some of this stuff gets pretty advanced, and I was very surprised they threw a lot of the stuff in here between the gamma operations and the night color. You know, I was very impressed that they added all this. It's a very robust user interface. I'm very happy with this. This is an operating system. It's a Linux operating system that they did a really good job on. So you have all kinds of different appearances. There's like, you know, I'm on this vapor setting right now, which I like, but there's a couple different options. There's application styles, like what do you want them to look like? There are so many different settings in here. Like, let's go through and change some of these. These are fun, you know? We got colors. Ooh, I kind of like that one. We'll apply that. Windows decorations. Well, that's a fun one, huh? And you can get, it looks like getting new Windows decorations. We can change the font. I'm not going to do that right now. I am not changing the icons either. The cursor. Oh, we can make, that's fun. I like that. Let's do that one. Oh, I can't see it now. Let's not do that one. let's not do that one. And then we got some font management. Ooh, look at all these fonts they installed on this bad boy. Yabba dabba doo. And then we got the splash screen. We got the breeze. We got none. We got oxygen. We got the vapor. What is the vapor? That's all it is. Oh, what's this one? It doesn't like me. It's like, I don't want to play that right now. There we go. What's the breeze? What's breeze? Show me the breeze. What is this? I don't know what that is. I don't like that one. We're going back to the vapor. People are like, why is he picking all this stuff? Well, we're going to apply that. So that was just appearance. Then we have workspace behavior. There's desktop effects. You know, this might be like adding shadows and stuff. I'm not going to go messing with any of these things. There's a virtual desktop. This is nice. Can I add a virtual desktop to this? Ooh, you can. That's interesting. Then we got Windows management, task switcher, KWin scripts, Windows rules. We got shortcuts, startup and shutdown. We have a search function. This looks like it's based around the Dolphin Linux. So we got notifications, pretty self-explanatory. Users is where you can create new users. I'm the Steam Deck user. I'm an administrator. Email address john.doe@kde.org. What is that? Obviously, I haven't put anything in here yet. And there's region settings, accessibility. These are really nice. So if you have somebody that, you know, might need larger font and stuff like that, modifier keys, that's all available here. And we have different applications. Looks like we got, I'm just trying to check. What is this down caret going to give me? Ooh, these are just sounds. This is interesting. So it's really lets you customize everything. Then we have network settings. Let's just look at the settings themselves. You know, there's just some cookies. That's interesting. Hardware. So this is like where I like. This is the stuff I like. The hardware. This is where you can add your mouse, your controller, and stuff like that. This is the display monitor, the section that I was already in, that I showed you essentially how to change your monitor's resolution and stuff, and how to set a primary versus a secondary display. If I uncheck this box, it'll go back to being the Steam Deck being my primary. And we got audio over here. We got all kinds of fun stuff. We can test things. We got power management. Ooh, this one's a little bit more advanced than the other power management. On low battery, on AC power. That's nice. You can customize almost everything on this. We're going to discard those settings. I didn't change anything. Pretty cool. We got Bluetooth. We attached our controllers. I can delete any of the controllers here. We got our storage, the removable devices, enable automatic mounting of removable media. Interesting. I'm very familiar with this setting. Thunderbolt. And this is interesting. Why does it say Thunderbolt subsystem not available? I didn't even... Is the USB-C... That's not a Thunderbolt port, I don't think. I don't know. And then we just got our SteamOS snapshot. Gives you the versioning of everything. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool. I can copy this to the clipboard. And this is interesting. Anything that I've changed, I can click this on highlight change settings, and it'll show me what I have changed throughout this session, which is pretty nice. So those are all the about this system settings and stuff. Pretty self-explanatory, very user-friendly, I think. I don't think there's, you know, if you go up to the tippy top, you hit the home button here, you get to this window, you can go to light theme, dark theme. You can change the wallpaper and stuff. You can go into the most used settings, which is very useful because if you're just always jumping into your display settings to change stuff up, there you go. But let's close out this window here. And so you got a couple other things here. We got a Discover, we got the Dolphin File Manager, and we got a Firefox web browser. If I want to launch a game from the Steam desktop mode, I can go ahead and click on this bad boy and go ahead and launch a game. You got, it looks like, our update setting, our volume, our battery, our Bluetooth, our, what's this? This just looks like it's for my SD card, my micro SD card. I can safely remove that. That is what it looked like, but I wasn't sure. It's just this most recent device primary. And then we got our Wi-Fi, and then we got show hidden icons. So let's click on this real quick. Can I show small entries? We'll just apply that real quick. About keyboard settings and entries. All right. I like the icons a little smaller there. So yeah, then we got your Steam, and then you got your return to game mode. If I click on the return to game mode, it just gets me out of the desktop mode and goes back to the normal Steam Deck user interface. So yeah, I hope that was useful. I hope it kind of gave you some information on what to expect when you get your Steam Deck. I wanted to leave you wanting more because I want you to explore a lot of the stuff on your own. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you're new here, hit that bell icon and hit that sub button. It really helps grow the channel. I'll be doing lots of Steam Deck stuff. So yeah, feel free to ask me any questions, and thanks for watching, everybody. Take it easy.